Hi everybody, my name's Ryan and we are on site of my future home. This is a 2.5 acre lot in the Midwest. It's actually a really gorgeous day today. A little bit breezy, but the rain's been holding out and it's very sunny. So I figured I would just go ahead and make a quick intro video to let you know what this channel is all about. So first of all, my name's Ryan. I work in the tech industry and I have zero professional building experience. However, I'm going to undertake the construction of a one-story farmhouse that will be my permanent home. So what I wanted to do was just kind of run through here just real quick the specs of the house, sort of my motivations for building it all by myself, and let you know what you can expect from the videos on this channel. And then finally go ahead and give some credit where credit is due, and kind of give shout outs to other channels that have served as inspiration for me undertaking this project. So first of all, the house will be farmhouse style. When we purchased the lot, it did come with some deed restrictions that required a certain look and feel for the house. So it does require, gables and things like that. And so when we were looking through some house plans, we decided to go with a nice little farmhouse that will fit in very nicely with the other houses here. It's going to be 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath, full basement. It's going to have nice vaulted ceilings in the living room and the bathroom, or the master bedroom. With the master bath, planning for a zero entry shower, nice soaking tub, things like that. In terms of heating and cooling and all that, I'm very environmentally conscious, and so I want to make sure that all the appliances and heating and cooling and everything are super energy efficient. So I'm planning for heat pump HVAC, heat pump water heater, induction cooktops, electric oven, all that. I will eventually be getting solar to put on the house, and hopefully, depending on cloud cover and sizing of the system and things like that, I'll be able to power the majority of the house via solar. But other than that, I think that's it for the specs of the house. Let me just grab some of my notes here to make sure I'm covering everything. All right, so we got through the basics of the house. Now, motivations for the build. So first of all, I don't know if you all have been paying attention, but the housing prices are absolutely out of control. And the area that I'm living in, it's growing very rapidly, and builders are throwing up houses faster than you can blink an eye. And the attention to detail and the quality, I can't trust. I actually just moved out of a house that the builder, it was built in 2012, and the builder didn't even put any kind of house wrap on the building. And I had one side of the house where the siding had started warping, and the contractor tore it down and was like, you have no house wrap under that. And so that kind of just blew my mind. Obviously now with code and things like that, that won't fly, but that just gives you a little sense in terms of, the corners that the builders cut here in this area. And so when I was thinking about, where I'm going to be living next, I wanted to have something that was going to be extremely energy efficient, was going to stand the test of times, provide a very comfortable living experience. And knowing the build quality around me, I didn't want to leave anything to chance, and so I started doing a bunch of research and all that, and I feel like now I'm getting to the point where I have enough knowledge and information to be able to undertake this project by myself. So one, that's the reason I want to do, is make sure that I have a very high quality build, and it's going to meet my expectations in terms of what I'm looking for. So the counterpart to that is I want it to be financially friendly. The performance details that I want to put in the house, I don't think I would be able to get from a builder for under $1 million, which is absolutely ridiculous. So I figure by undertaking this myself, I'll be able to save a lot of money, not having to pay contractors and a GC to come out and manage your project for me. And with a little sweat equity, I can get a really good build that's high performance, super comfortable, energy efficient, and not break the bank. The other reason that I wanted to do this is when I was little, I had dreamt of being an architect. I would sit down and I would draw buildings and houses all day, every day, floor plans, the elevations from the front and side and back. And that just didn't pan out in terms of my professional life. And so now the younger me is potentially going to be able to live a little vicariously through the older me in going through this process. I think that's it in terms of the motivations. We've got the financial and the quality and my ambitions of being an architect and builder from when I was little. So in terms of the goals of the channel, first and foremost, I think it's really cool when you build something from scratch that you're going to live in. Just to chronicle the build and the journey along the way. I know this is not going to be an easy process. There's going to be a lot of sweat, blood, and tears that are put into it, and probably a lot of swearing along the way as well. So, having something to look back upon and just realize like where I was in certain parts of the journey of the build, I think that would be really cool. And then to have that for, my daughter to look back on, and, potentially grandchildren in the future, I think that would be really, really awesome. For people that are in my situation that potentially want to build their own house, I figured since I'm going through this process myself, I live in an area where I have to get permits for everything. I can't just, throw a house up in the middle of nowhere and, let codes be something that are an afterthought. I figured this would be a really good opportunity for me to basically put my learnings, pull them together and share that information out with others that might find this information useful. So that's another motivation and goal for the channel. As I'm learning things along the way, tips and tricks, things like that, I watch a lot of other YouTube channels that go through the construction and building process. And so I'm going to try to aggregate all that all the information and the tips and tricks and everything that I find and provide that to you, so you don't necessarily have to go all over to find that. And then if I can provide links to specific videos and things like that as I come across it, I'll try to include those in the descriptions of the videos. Hopefully this is going to be entertaining for you. I know it's going to be entertaining for me, but yeah, anytime you take somebody that, it isn't their day job to do something and put them into it, I think, that's a high entertainment value. And then last but not least, I want this to be a two-way street. So, I subscribe to the philosophy of, the hive mind, and that two heads are better than one. And so, as I'm going along, if you're seeing me doing something that's incredibly stupid, or if there's a better way of doing it, I want you to leave comments and let me know, and we can make this a two-way street. And by virtue of doing that, I feel like, we can make this a really great learning opportunity for, not just me, but anybody else that would potentially want to be building their own home. So I think that's it for the goals of the channel, motivations of the build, specs of the house. So I wanted to spend the last minute or two here kind of giving some shout outs to people that have really given me the knowledge and the motivation to be able to undertake this project on my own. So I'm going to start in no particular order, probably the order in which I found them on YouTube. So first and foremost are Life Uncontained. If you haven't followed them, they've built a shipping container house down in Texas. And I actually wanted to build a shipping container house myself, but because of the deed restrictions here, that obviously wasn't possible. But Life Uncontained, that's kind of where it all started. Then I found Wild Wonderful Off-Grid, who they built an A-frame in West Virginia. And that house is absolutely gorgeous, and very lucky to have stumbled upon that channel. And then the next are more professional builders. So those were the two that I found in terms of like just self-builders going out and building their own house. The next channels are professional builders that do this every day for a living. So I've got Matt Reisinger on there, R&R Buildings, Steve Basic Architect, and the Perkins Brothers Builders. So those are all channels that I would encourage you to go out and take a look at if this is something that you would want to undertake. And as I mentioned, as I'm going along, if there's a particular video from any of these or somebody else that is relevant for the part of the build that I'm in, I'm going to go ahead and try to make sure that I include that as a link in the description. So I think that wraps it for this first video. I'm gonna be taking you all the way through the process here. Like a lot of these channels, they just jump straight into the build, and I'm actually in the planning and designing phase right now. And I want to make sure that you all see the amount of effort that goes into something prior to breaking ground and jumping in. And so I'm going to walk you through all the design things that you have to account for. Like water tap fees if you have to get city water, electric fees to get electric hookup, septic design and placement, and all the zoning and the building codes and things like that. I want to make sure that you all have that information and you realize that this is not just something that you sit down, you find a plan, and you throw up. Like there's a lot of work and design and planning that goes into it. And if it's not your day job, it can be a very monumental task to undertake. So so with that, I'll go ahead and wrap it up. And I hope that you will find this channel informational. And if you do, please make sure to like and subscribe, because that'll help the channel out and get the word out. It'll help me to be able to interact with you and get feedback and tips and tricks from you. But yeah, I think that's it. All right, take care and have a great day.